pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
This
States
conference will now be recorded.
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, number 2, open public forum. Anybody that's not on the agenda that wishes to speak? We'll move on to number 3 then. Approval of the amended agenda. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Shannon makes a motion. Gary, you want to second it?
Yes.
Okay, Gary seconds it.
Shannon, yes.
Shannon, yes. Doug, yes.
Yes.
Doug? Okay,
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Jamie's a yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carries. Consent agenda, recommendation to approve the consent agenda as presented. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Doug makes a motion. How about a second?
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, Shannon?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carries. Number 5, truth and taxation meeting for 2021 budget and levy. Chris.
Okay, well, we're here tonight to just talk about the final general fund budget and final tax levy for 2021. It's exactly the same as what you approved at the preliminary levy back in August. It's a 3.41% increase in both the levy and the levy rate, and consequently the taxes. For example, if you had a $200,000 house and your value stayed exactly the same next year, your taxes, just the city portion, would go up $31.04. So just to put it into perspective. I don't really have too much else to add. Everything's the same as what we discussed before. And does anyone have any questions?
Anybody? No?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
You know, I'll read the recommendation. Recommendation to approve the approved resolution number 2020-66, a resolution adopting the final 2021 collectible tax levy along with the final general fund budget for 2021. I need a motion.
This is Jamie. I'll make a motion to approve.
Jamie makes the motion.
I'll second that.
Shannon seconds it. Any discussion on that? Otherwise, Shannon,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 6, hearing on delinquent accounts. I'll open the meeting at 6:34. Public
All
comment.
right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just Bridget. You guys, so these are the 3 properties that have outstanding utility balances that we can levy to or assess to their property taxes and get reimbursed through tax collection.
Okay. Is there any comments from the public? I'm gonna go 3 times, right? Going once, going twice, and going 3 times. I will close the hearing at 6:35. Pretty close anyway. Okay, recommendation to certify assessments for delinquent utility bills for the following: parcel ID 48.30004.0000 in the amount of $939.94. And then 48.300002.0000 in the amount of 495.29 and 482967.0000 in the amount of $519.34. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion. This is Gary.
Gary makes a motion. How about a second?
This is Jamie. I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, Shannon,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion carries. Okay, number 7, review of RFPs for legal services and discuss the next steps. Bridget? We can't hear you, Bridget.
I was
I think
muted.
you're Bridget
Yep.
muted, yeah.
That's because I was muted. So we got three proposals, if you saw. Only one followed the actual RFP and submitted for both criminal and civil. The other two only did civil. And so at this point, I did call around I called Richmond to see what their fees were. And I know they pay more for their attorney than we do, even with the proposed increase for 2022 that was in the JDA proposal. So with only one that submitted a proper proposal, I don't know what your thoughts are. What would you like to do? Or do we just stay? Jason and I are both happy with the representation we have, but of course, that is just one aspect that you all need to consider. So
That's who we have right now, right? The one that
Yep.
submitted the right one.
correct.
Personally, I say we keep them. Gary, go ahead.
Bridget, yeah, I have a question, Bridget. The others that did not submit for both, did they do that because they don't offer the other service, or do we know why they didn't?
I don't believe one of them does. I think one does, but I did not reach out to them because I wanted to wait and see if you wanted me to. They are both down in the Twin Cities, so appearing in St. Cloud right now would not be a problem, but they did have mileage issues in their proposals, and if they had to come to hearings at St. Cloud for all our criminal, that could adjust what they would do. And if you want me to, I can reach out and ask them, and you can table this until we get that from them.
No, I do not. I did go through all of the proposals in detail, and my recommendation would be the people we currently have, but let's continue our discussion.
Anybody else got anything?
Bridget, back in November, we awarded part of our legal fees. Was that one of these two? The legal or the criminal?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I'm following you. Which one?
In November, didn't we, I was gone, I was out of town, but I thought the council voted to go with our current attorneys for part of, I don't know if it was the civil or if that was the criminal part.
No, I think that was the day they voted to, we were discussing the RFP itself, and should we put it out and allow people to pick either one, the other, or both. And at that council meeting, they said, let's do both. I think that's what you're talking about.
So none of it has been awarded yet?
No.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything?
I guess I looked at it, as in, I looked at both of them pretty in depth where, do we have issues with communication with them? Do we have issues with, because I know that Bridget, you don't have issues, things are
No.
smooth. And to me, the pay scale was fair and, so that's what I looked at. And I would recommend staying with who we are with Janovich, JDA, so.
Yeah.
Is that a
I think they're
motion?
I mean, Sue is so responsive, and even if she's not available, Christy or, and I'm Liz, their new attorney, they're all very, very responsive.
I mean, we could look at, see at how much we're spending on attorney fees, and maybe there's a more efficient way to be contacting them, or whatever the case may be. Maybe we contact them twice weekly, we have a meeting, rather than 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I don't know, but in the end, like, I personally I would recommend staying with JDA.
Do we need a motion on that, Bridget?
Yeah, I would say a motion to choose whichever of the three applicants.
Is that a motion,
I
Shannon?
would like to make a motion to stay with JDA.
Shannon makes a motion to stay with JDA. Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Jamie seconds it. Is there any discussion on it? Otherwise, Shannon,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion carries. Number 8, review of RFPs for engineering service and discuss next steps.
Well, we got 8, as you know. I believe you all got the email. I had been asked the question on were the fees that were listed on all the proposals good through just 2020 or good through 2021. I never did hear back from the firm in Wilmer, that Enez firm. Like I told you, I was waiting on their response. But 2 of the firms did say that theirs changed, and I sent you the sent yesterday the proposed 2020 for those 21s for those 2 firms, right? Winseth and Stantec. You should have gotten those.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, Dave. With 8 proposals in front of us, do you think it would be wise to maybe have a session to talk through these, or are we comfortable just doing it tonight? Making or picking one of these tonight?
How do you feel, Doug?
I think we should sit down with them, because there's a lot of discrepancy in prices on these, and I think, a number of them are good engineering firms, so I think we should, that's just me saying, I think we should sit down and have just a workshop session where we can all talk about it. That's just, but I'm okay either way.
I guess given the change of the council that's going to happen after the first of the year, I don't know if my opinion's going to matter right now, so I guess I would say table this until after the first of the year. Give everybody some time to read through all 8 of them, and then I would be in favor of what Doug says.
What about Gary?
I would be fine with that.
I'm fine with
Shan?
that. Table it till after the first, and then go ahead and have a workshop.
Yep. I can go through them all and figure out what the equivalent position is for city attorney. Like, Brian's title at his company is called project manager, even though in the proposal he's listed, or program manager, right? Project manager? What is it, Brian? Project manager. He's listed as city attorney, but project manager is his fee level. I could go through all that and figure out what each person's position would be that they are proposing, and then also put a spreadsheet together on what things are free, like Brian's attendance at both planning and city council is free. Some people had attendance at council only, you know, put all those different variable expenses together on what is charged, what isn't, if it is charged, what those costs are, and we could do it that way.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Everybody okay
Bridget.
with that?
But
Do we need a
I'm
motion
okay
to
with that.
table it or not?
Jamie, go ahead.
Oh,
I
Jamie,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, Bridget, if you needed, extra copies, I'd be more than happy and more than willing to, pass my copies along to Fran.
okay, that'd be great.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay. Fran's there right now, so Chris, we just let him know that we'll get those to him so he can review them.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so then a motion to, well, do you want to set a date for that? And then just do a motion, and then it would just be tabled to that workshop?
Bridget, I have a question.
Yeah,
Does it matter if we wait till after the first year or when do these contracts take place? It's just whenever?
yeah,
So
that's fine.
until we, if we would change, we would just be on with Stantec for now, right?
Right, and we, yeah, and Stantec has several projects they would have to complete anyhow, so.
Okay, I was just wondering if we were gonna be without an engineer in the meantime.
No.
Okay,
Can I
Right.
ask to be
Brian,
included in this workshop?
Pardon me?
Can I ask to be included in on that workshop?
I think you should be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Have you looked over all 8 of these, John?
Yep,
Okay.
Do you wanna, I mean, we have time. I could just send out a notice that our first city council meeting in January is the 12th. Do you want to set a workshop after that after, the newest member of the council is sworn in? We can
Yeah.
set it up. So if you wanna look at your mid-January, early February dates for possible workshop.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
sounds good.
Do we need a motion to table this or not?
No, it was just a discussion, so now we know, we're,
Okay. Then we'll move on to number 9 then, huh? Public Works Director Report, John Stevie.
good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. The only thing I have in my report, no recommendations tonight, other than, you've seen I put a letter in there with a attached map on it. With the water treatment plant going where it is and a lot of heavy construction equipment going up there, we tried to figure out the best route for that stuff to access the treatment plant site without disturbing North Point, Green Meadows, the Township Road. We figured out the best route would be to go through the industrial park, being that road is built for equipment like that, as well as using the right-of-way the city has past just north of Rock Solid Storage and east of Green Meadows and North Point. So we're gonna send out that letter to the homeowners directly affected by this route. And then also I met with Dan Crone and had O'Malley Crone survey that right of way. So when we do have the traffic going through this spring, they know to stay between the sticks. And one issue, I don't know if anybody's driven up and noticed, but the surveying stakes are plenty. People have a lot of personal property in the right of way. So I think another letter would be good to follow up with those residents to let them know that when they planted trees and planted gardens and had landscaping inside of the right of way, that it was planted at your own risk and it is not the city's responsibility to replace or any of that stuff. If you do get time and you wanted to drive up there, you can notice that there's a substantial amount of the right of way used up by the homeowners, which I think for the most part is fine, you know, knowing the situation, but just in the future, I want to let them know that there potentially could be a road through there one day, and they're gonna realize now after they see the stakes, how far that right of way goes up to their property pin. I mean, it goes right up to their property pin, but, where their infrastructure in their yard is located, so. It's quite an eye opener actually when you go out there. I never realized it was that far into their property, and I mean, their properties were that far into our property, I should say.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the plan is, to take that route. I think it's gonna be great. It should eliminate all the traffic and I'm gonna recommend to Eagle Construction and everybody working on the project to continue using that route, even if you're a half-ton pickup. If we can get traffic out of North Point, I think, everybody will be appreciative of that up there and, there's no reason that we can't use this road. So when the project's done, and like I said in the letter, we'll restore that piece back to its natural look with the grass and stuff. So nobody decides to continue using it as a roadway. So that's pretty much all I have. Any questions for me?
Anybody got anything for John?
No,
Oh, John,
Yeah,
a light, a street light up by St. Boniface I seen this morning was out.
okay, we'll take care of it.
All right. I just noticed it this morning, so. All right, thank you.
Sounds good.
Number 10, city engineer report, Brian Lynchen.
Mr. Mayor and
Hi,
Council.
Brian.
Got some project updates. 158, we'll be looking at some of the outstanding issues from the assessment hearing, those that we can see specifically on Kevin Ward's. Dan and I are gonna go out there tomorrow and look at.
Okay.
So I know when I drove past tonight, one of the things specifically, the mailboxes that's in the right of way. I know that was one of his
Yeah.
comments there, so we'll kind of take a look at everything else.
All right.
The pumps, water 8 and 9 pump project, the power is up. The electrical is all but hooked up. They just have to, essentially the power line contractor is gonna come out and throw the switches as soon as design is ready. So we pretty much have power, or as soon as design electric is ready to hook everything up at the wells, so.
Okay.
We'll see if things go well, we'll be able to get it all flushed and everything here before Christmas. We'll see how that goes. So we're probably looking at hooking up to the brewery probably mid-January or so. So things are moving along well there. The treatment plant, John mentioned some of that, and then we're just working on the contracts right now. We're waiting on one thing for the contracts, and as soon as that's in, then we'll send it to everybody for signatures.
Okay.
They had talked originally, if they had some nice weather, they might start some work this year, but I'm guessing things are by the time everything is signed, things are gonna turn.
Yeah.
We'll spend the winter kind of working through shop drawings, submittals, and so they can hit the ground running in the spring. Water and sewer improvements, working on wrapping up that design. I was working on an email to John and Tammy here tonight to kind of go through some items, so just working on wrapping that up. The industrial wastewater pretreatment, that conceptual design work, my goal is to have that report to Public Works this week, if at all possible, or early next. So, and then otherwise, yeah, Blue Heron, no updates, winter,
Okay.
no one working. So that's all I had, unless there were any questions.
Anybody got anything for Brian?
no.
Nope.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
We'll go on to number 11, city administrator report.
So thank you all, Mr. Mayor and Council. There are two things on the amended agenda. I sent you the proposed RFP for the construction management for the fire hall. There are two different ways to go. Construction manager as agent, where we would hold, the city would hold the contracts with each subcontractor, or construction manager at risk, where they would hold all the contracts. There's a lot of, those two different routes are very different. And in talking with Sue Diggy, Elk River did it this way that I've sent in the proposal, asking them to tell us why one way is better than the other for them, and then determine which route to go. I put the date on there of January 29th to have the submittals by. And then hopefully at the December 29th, and then at the January 12th meeting, determine how many we want to interview. That would, when I get them on the 29th, I'd get them to all the council members, including the new council member, to review so that we could have a discussion on the 12th. I believe our architectural firm will be submitting a proposal, so we won't really be able to have them as a helping us make that determination unless we decide not to pick them as one of the interviewees. But do those dates work?
Yeah.
Or that date?
I think they do.
That's fine.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Okay.
Yep, that'd be fine.
Do you want, yes,
Question on, is it gonna matter if the scope of the work changes or, you know, like if we're interviewing them, do we have to have a plan that they're actually gonna be in charge of? And will we have that plan by the middle of January?
we want them on to be there to give us some guidance in case that, so tomorrow when we have that meeting, we're getting a small, you know, a pretty good idea of what this.
You're cutting out, Bridget.
Yep, got it. I'm gonna turn my camera off because it seems to cause me some problems.
Okay.
They will have something for us, and so it'll be a schematic, not necessarily full plans, but if I remember right, all the architectural firms had said you want them there when you're getting close to, you know, when the schematic is done, but not necessarily a final design, so that they can give some input.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yep. And then I didn't put in there, one other thing I wanted to know was, do we want to wait till the 12th? I don't have an interview date on there. So again, that's one of those things. Do we want to set a date? Do I want to put on there that proposals will be reviewed on January 12th and then interviews will be set after that? So I don't have a specific date yet.
Yeah, I think that'd be the way to do it.
Don't specify quite yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will submit those, I suppose a motion to approve with those changes.
Okay, I need a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion. This is Gary.
Shannon makes a motion. Gary, you want to second it?
Yes.
Gary seconds it. Any discussion on that? Otherwise, Shannon?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carries.
All right, the next one. So the Initiative Foundation has CARES Act money that they have been trying to give to various cities. And one of their goals is to assist communities with feeding their citizens, their residents. So the Joint Action Committee, which is between the EDA and the Chamber, applied for a grant to the Initiative Foundation. Well, the city applied, and I'm asking approval to accept the grant. What it will be is between now and January 4th, every gift card that is purchased from a area restaurant, so city of Cold Spring only, so not, you know, township or any of the other cities, but all of the restaurants in Cold Spring, matching dollar for dollar of those gift cards will be a cash donation from the city of Cold Spring through this grant to the Corey area food shelf.
Oh, okay.
And so we are the applicant because we are one of their allowable grantees, but it will be run mostly through JAC.
Is that going to be like, in the paper and advertised?
Yep, and it's on, I believe it's on the Chamber's website already, to be prepared. Yep, there's gonna be a big ad blitz.
I was gonna say slam Facebook with it, slam
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Okay.
I was on Facebook today already.
It was good.
All
We
right,
kind of knew we were going to accept it.
I'll read the recommendation then. Recommendation to approve accepting the grant from the Initiative Foundation. I need a motion.
This is Jamie. I'll make a motion to approve.
Jamie makes a motion. How about a second?
I'll second it.
Doug seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, Shannon?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carries. Anything else for you, Bridget?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Then we'll go on to number 12, list of bills and additions. Recommendation to review and accept payment of the accounts payable according to the list and supplemental list presented by city staff. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Jamie makes a motion. How about a second?
This is Gary. I'll second it.
Gary seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, Shannon? Doug?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carries. Number 13, general questions and comments from city council. Shannon?
I don't have anything this evening.
Doug?
Nothing.
Gary?
Nothing?
Jamie?
Nothing for me, sir.
And nothing from me. Number 14, motion to adjourn. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to
I'll make a
adjourn.
Jamie makes a motion. Gary seconds it?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor, Shannon?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion carried. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.